Just leave the music to us.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 11 of the Player Matchup Podcast. Another week, another podcast, you know what I'm saying? I'm joined again today by my group of friends. Howie.
Yeah, you already know what the fuck going on.
DTV.
Good evening.
And Kasson.
Yo, what's up?
What's good? And before we get into the podcast, we actually got some great news if you're a DC fan. And we were blessed today. Or not today. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
With some great news. So DTV, you want to tell us what that news is?
They releasing the Snyder cut of that bum ass Justice League movie.
So
they're reshooting. Like they're not just re-editing or whatever, like they're actually reshooting a lot of scenes. Shooting a lot of additional scenes that didn't make it to the screen. Redoing a lot of CG, they're basically making a new movie.
So we're getting a new Justice League movie?
From the sounds of it, yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, so DTV, for the people who may not know what the Snyder Cut or hashtag release the Snyder Cut is, can you tell us why it's so important?
After the mess that was Batman v Superman, DC kind of saw the reactions of Batman v Superman and decided to turn the course of DC into a more lighthearted. You saw with Wonder Woman, then you saw like Shazam and Aquaman and stuff.
Yeah.
And instead of doing that over time, they were just like, all right, let's just fucking push this. Let's shove this in. Even though it doesn't make sense, let's just force this lighthearted way bullshit into Justice League and Suicide Squad.
Yeah. And those movies did not turn out very well.
No. And the whole release of Snyder Cut thing is a thing because actors that worked on the movie were saying, yes, his movie was very different. Like, people that worked on the CG for the movie were saying it's different. Like the composer for the movie,
yeah,
they replaced him when they brought in Joss Whedon. They replaced him with a different composer, and it just they've just changed everything. If you watch the trailers, it looks different too.
It does. I remember one of the scenes I remember from the trailer so much that we didn't get to see in the actual movie was when Vic Stone was playing football. Like, it seems like we were actually gonna see him like get into that car accident. You know what I'm saying?
Like, one of the first things they released was a Comic-Con footage / trailer thing years ago, and then it was showing like Aquaman, how he was introducing everything. But in the movie, it's a completely different scene. Like, it's shot different, it looks different. The actors look different in the scene too.
They don't have that Zack Snyder filter that he like putting on his movies.
Yeah, that weird ass like
Custom darks and everything.
Yeah.
But like, not even that, just they got actors to come back months later, and like Ben Affleck, he was going through some shit, but he obviously stopped fucking working out as much. So there was scenes where he looked fatter, he looked bigger.
like gaining weight.
Yeah, because it's like I'd say a bit of everything. Like, he was going through divorce and
black, you know what I'm saying?
He was going through divorce at the time, and he was put into rehab for alcohol abuse and everything. So he was going through shit, and then they bring him back to a fucking universe where the movies ain't good.
Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. You know what's funny? The first time I saw the movie, I thought it was great. Second time I saw the movie, I thought it was fucking terrible.
Bugging.
I think it was just the hype of being like a DC fan, like a Batman fan, and like
I don't know about that, man. I'm a Batman fan too, but I thought that was booty. Fucking, you got the sea monster, fucking I forgot the main villain's name.
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. He looked like a fucking sea monster.
My nigga Steppenwolf.
Yo, Steppenwolf.
You're in the fucking stomp yard.
With these types of movies, they're always like toys and shit that leak out beforehand that kind of spoil some things.
Yeah.
And there's a Lego set of Steppenwolf, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is what he's gonna look like." The movie version of Steppenwolf looks exactly like the Lego version, and not in a good way. Like, he looks like a toy. He doesn't look like a real
He
thing.
looks bad. Like, it looks like a fucking toy sea monster thing.
It is a horrible villain.
Like, and we're supposed to see, well, what's it called? Lennox, like and Man of Steel, who's a bit in Batman v Superman, but in Man of Steel, like the kind of main general or whatever. He's a black guy. Him,
Lennox. Oh, General Lennox.
Yeah, he's supposed to be Martian Manhunter.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. He got a deep voice too.
Yeah, we're supposed to see that in Justice League too.
That'd be interesting because John likes to I forget his last name.
John
Johnson. Yeah.
How'd you forget that?
I don't know. Because aliens likes to like masquerade like a lot of stuff, and the black guy's one of them, and the old Chinese man was one of them too. And
yeah, like we're just supposed to see a lot more of everything. We're supposed to see Darkseid. He was saying that this movie was supposed to be like he wanted to do the Injustice storyline, basically. That's the whole nightmare scene in Batman v Superman supposed to play into this. Because when they announced these movies, like they announced the years, like maybe 10 years ago, I don't know, feels like forever, but they announced all these movies as like they're going to do a Green Lantern Corps movie. That's now being a TV show. Supposed to do a Batman movie, that's not being done. That's a completely different one. They announced multiple Joker movies, Harley Quinn movies, Cyborg, Flash. Those aren't being made. And
no, you got a Harley Quinn movie.
No, but like Harley, not Birds. They announced a Harley Quinn movie and a Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they announced a bunch of shit. And they announced Justice League 1 and Justice League 2. They're supposed to be a part 1, part 2 thing. And that never happened.
So kind of like Endgame?
Kind of. But like we never got that, so we never got to see. Like Darkseid was supposed to be a thing, we never saw him.
We got
Nightmare scene.
Movie.
I know.
And it wasn't good.
So in Zack Snyder's Justice League, was Superman supposed to stay evil?
No, it's supposed to be everything basically goes to shit. Nightmare scene, then he changes. Like Flash goes back, changes shit, and that's supposed to affect the future. Like so that people become good. But
you did see Flash go back in time, but it wasn't like how he thought it. Or
no,
but he saw like electricity around him. Like, what it looked like go back in time.
No, like we
computer.
That wasn't a clip. Like that was an actual scene. Batman saw a nightmare of the future.
No, I'm talking about when Batman's on his computer looking at the profiles for people. Oh, when he hacked that computer and he took all the profiles from people.
Yeah, the LexCorp profiles.
He saw like Victor, Cyborg. He saw Flash. Shit like that. And for the Flash one, there was like lighting around him, and he was like in a convenience store. Like he like just time or something.
No, that was because it showed him in a convenience store. Then a guy coming to rob the place.
Yeah,
and he just stopped it. But in that scene, shortly after of him hacking that thing, he does get a visit from Flash from the future. But we never saw why he had to go back. Really, like we saw what the future could look like, but we never saw Batman tell Flash to go back, which is what we were supposed to see.
So, Howie, how do you feel about this Zack Snyder cut?
I feel like it's great because, like, I was thinking about that the other day. That, man, I really wish that at first it started. Well, this might be going off a little tangent, but at first it started as like, remember when DTV said that Topher Grace has a cut of the original trilogy that's like into like a 2-hour movie, and I was just thinking that's like, damn, bro, like I really wish shit like that would come out that they'd put out this shit on streaming services, and then I did it with this fucking Snyder cut, which I was already like, man, dog, that shit sounded lit. Like just reading off of it, I was thinking that it would have been included in it, and then we get to see that shit, yo. It's dope. I'm a DC fan, especially.
Yeah,
like,
we're supposed to see more J.K. Simmons, Commissioner Gordon too, which we didn't see at all.
He got fucked over.
Like that.
No, but did you see the picture beforehand? Like he got fucking ripped.
Yeah,
like he got jacked. Like he fucking putting all the Marvel characters to shame.
And for nothing.
You gotta
Yeah.
be strong from Gotham.
Yeah, them Gotham niggas.
That shit requires a lot of strength.
Riddler ain't playing no games.
Yeah. What about you, Kazan? How you feel about this Snyder cut?
I hope it'd be better than what we got. I really like the dark. I like the dark tone. The announcement of that's cool. Shows me something that's better than, like I said, the original movie.
Yeah, I like the dark tone too. I feel like it's okay, like in certain situations, to be that dark. I understand No, I was gonna say I understand like if it's like a Superman solo movie or whatever, or something like that, and people want it to be brighter. But for this, is like you're in dark times. Like Superman is dead, Batman is the fucking de facto leader of the Justice League. Like it makes sense for it to have a dark tone.
I was gonna say there's that, and the fact that a lot of these people's like backstories isn't, the happiest. Like Batman, fucking his parents is dead. That's the reason why he's Batman. Batman's
All my
parents
friends
died.
are dead.
Fucking Superman's planet blew up. He has no fucking family.
Like, it makes sense.
Cyborg is a cripple.
He's one of them parallelograms.
yeah, like this is not happy. Like, why would you make it seem like it's not?
It's true.
I know,
Like,
right? Batman's like cracking jokes.
yeah, that was like off to
That's
me.
weird. He doesn't like. He does that rarely.
Yeah, he does. And when he does, it's like okay, like you
It's
actually
like
chuckle,
dry,
laugh, or smile at
sarcastic
it.
humor, like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh shit, this nigga just made a joke. But in that movie, it's like, all right, come on now.
I
Who
will
is
say
this?
one thing: that Christian Bale Batman is a very good Batman.
I think Christian Bale has the best Bruce Wayne. I don't really like his Batman.
Batman. I said Christian Bale.
I don't like
I'm a
that
Ben
stiff
Affleck.
neck Batman, bro.
I'm a
Like,
Ben
I
Affleck. Ben
like
Affleck is
I
a
like
very good
Batfleck. I like where he can turn his neck. Like it looks like it's terrifying.
Yeah,
That nigga's mobile, bro. It's terrifying because it implies that nigga can move, bro. Like he's not hindered by anything. But I mean, even then, I guess it was still Batman in the Christian Bale movie, so it's like okay.
I mean, yeah, you barely see Bruce Wayne anymore, even though it's Bruce Wayne.
No,
and
you see a lot of Bruce Wayne in the Christian Bale movies. You see a whole lot of Bruce Wayne in that.
Oh, you?
Yeah. See a whole bunch. I would say you see more Bruce Wayne than you see Batman in those movies.
Apparently,
I haven't seen the movies in a while.
I wonder if they're gonna bring back all these people back from, because there's a lot of we were supposed to see Iris West in Justice League. Like you can see those scenes online.
Oh
They
yeah,
just don't have the CG finished.
I remember. He's like at a restaurant or something, and he saves
Yeah,
her.
like I wonder if they're gonna redo that stuff, and with the same actors. And it sounds like it's Joe Manganiello or whatever, the guy that's supposed to be using the post credit scene for Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're gonna see his original scene, because he's on Twitter saying the original end credit scene, and it's shown, and we put like the emojis for like it looks like a skull, a bat, and two swords. So we know those two were supposed to fight in the solo movie for Batman. Like, are we actually gonna see Ben Affleck Batman and Joe Manganiello Deathstroke fight?
Wait,
wasn't
is-
like Batman canceled? Batman canceled or some shit?
The Batman movie?
Yeah.
That went through like
It did.
a lot of problems of what I was saying, like how he's going through like just personal problems, but then like the DC movies were doing bad, and he was saying that also like his thing went from he was no longer directing it to wasn't going to be writing it to just no longer involved. But it sounds like he just wanted out, which I don't blame him.
Yeah,
He's a big Batman fan. Like he owns a Bat cave.
That's pretty cool.
So it's like I don't blame him for going into alcohol.
all this stress.
He's a big Batman fan, huge Batman fan. He finally gets to write and direct it and star in it, and he's a good writer and director.
Yeah, he is.
Really good. And then all this shit happens. Like I was more hyped about him writing and directing it than actually starring in it, because I like his movies.
I was very excited, especially see like it's so heartbreaking him fight Deathstroke. Like we've never seen that like on the big screen and like full DC big wallet budget. You know what I'm saying? and now it's probably never gonna happen, or at least not gonna happen for a long time. But I know that he quit from being Batman. So you talking about these reshoots? Is he coming back to reshoot anything?
I don't know. It sounds like everyone's coming back though. Like Ben Affleck even retweeted it on his thing, which doesn't say anything, but it sounds like everyone's coming back.
Okay, that's good for these actors too, because that's more money in their pockets.
Because when they announced it, they were doing some watch party of what's it called, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill and just regular fans, where they're all in like a, was it Zoom or Zune or whatever?
Yeah.
Zoom call, and they were just watching it together. And at the end, they were doing like questions and answers or whatever, and Zack Snyder just announced it.
That's
2021 on HBO Max. It's gonna premiere there. So,
man, get ready. I hope that there's free trials for HBO Max, right? I'll start the free trial on that week. Got it real quick.
I ain't gonna think of it.
But
Are they gonna do a part 2 or just gonna be the whole movie?
I think
part 2 or just
I think they're just gonna do the one movie.
Yeah.
But I would like to see them do is, if they can, if they're able to like split it into 1 hour episodes, because they did it with the Hateful Eight on Netflix. There's actually a 4-hour long mini series of it, and it's just the movie and extra scenes cut together to be like a show. And if you can do that with this, because they're not going to want to redo, like, I think it'd be cheaper and easier for them to get what they wanted to in the 2 movies in 4 1 hour long episodes instead of just 2 long movies. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I would love to see something like that happen.
I think it's going to be bad though. That's all.
No.
I'm not going to be surprised if it's bad.
Wait. So after all that you said, you think the movie is going to be bad?
No.
Interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's all. I wouldn't be surprised because I'm excited for it because I like the ideas. I like where the universe was going, but like this, it just sounds like it could be messy.
The thing is, if this turns out bad, right? Like, what are people gonna say? It's like, all right, we got it, and was that much better? Maybe, but it was still bad. So it's like, what did we really gain from that?
See, I think
a different perspective.
Yeah, people just wanted to actually see his movie.
Yeah.
The movie that was shown in trailers, movie that was set up from previous movies, instead of like that half-baked fucking made by committee movie. Like, what's his face? The guy that directed that, I'm blanking on his
Joss
name right
Whedon.
now. Joss Whedon. He's a good director and everything, but I don't blame him for that movie because he came in halfway through a movie to remake someone else's movie.
It wasn't his vision. It wasn't his film.
Sweden.
Yeah, he just like they just handed him some unfinished.
Yeah,
playing on somebody else's save file.
Reading somebody else's food, eating it.
Exactly.
You don't really want it. You just eating it because you're hungry, baby.
Oh shit.
but yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, man, speaking about reheating food, Evo just rekindled some relationships with some of the fighting games that they took off of their main stage roster, and they put them back for Evo Online. And I don't know if we talked about, I know we definitely said something about Evo last episode, but
we did I think the fact that it's gonna be online now.
Yeah, but
that's so weird. Cause like you're gonna have your group of like OG people that go to Evo, and it's like they're not gonna fuck with that shit. They're gonna be bitching. They're like, oh man, this nigga got the lag switch on, bro. He's cheating.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so apparently all the games we have some more information now. That's why we're bringing it up again. Is those games that are still on main stage are now exhibitions, and they're not like actual tournaments anymore. They're gonna be, apparently these exhibitions are gonna be held in like certain locations or something like that, with the actual players being there for these games. And then the fucking the online games I believe Evo is gonna be a certain amount of weeks now. It's not just one weekend. It's like 4 weekends or something like that.
So they're running it like it's like Korea and shit like that. Like, cause I know like for like the Street Fighter League, I don't know if it's Street Fighter League in Korea or not, but it's they have like tournaments that last like 3 to 4 weeks and shit like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen that tournament. It was like a team tournament too. Like they have like I remember seeing Infiltration there. Taquito was there. That was really fun series. It was.
I don't understand why just don't have Evo just broadcast it live, but have it like people have like obviously you can social distance with people playing games. It's not that hard.
It's because Evo always holds a lot of people. It's like a very big event.
You have to cut out the audience. That's it. That's
but
like how most things are doing.
That's the thing though. With Evo, the audience is the players, because the same people who sit there and watch the tournament are the people who signed up to play.
Oh.
So that's why it's like Evo is not. It's a.
Wait, really? That's a lot of
people. That's what I'm saying. Evo always has big numbers. It's a grassroots tournament basically. It's not like a invitational or anything like that. It's the same as if you went to like any other local or major. Like you just pay to get in and play.
I thought it was like a big invitational.
No, it's not.
The world's biggest local then.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's what they call it, majors. Basically, it's just a local on a bigger scale.
Oh, okay.
But it's the world's biggest fighting game major.
Wow.
And that's why it'd be impossible to do something like that. But apparently that's what these exhibitions are sounding like that they're gonna be doing. But it seems like that's not really Evo. And I'm glad that the online lineup they have are games that actually have functioning netcode and they're not like super trash.
Shout out to Smash.
Smash was completely removed. It's funny, Smash is not even on the exhibition list anymore.
You don't know why? It's because the netcode is fucking garbage.
Yes.
What netcode?
Netcode is garbage.
It's awful.
They don't know how to make they know how to take your money, but they don't know how to make online games. It's funny.
Yeah.
So what they're basically making it like, so all these other like, higher profile games are just gonna be like they're originally be on like main stage, just like we don't want these niggas to be to make themselves feel bad, so we're gonna move those to exhibition and all your online wars get your games.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing. And multiple weeks. I don't know if they're gonna do like more than one game a weekend, but I would assume not. I would assume every weekend is just gonna be one game, and then the next weekend is gonna be a different game. But that's actually kind of exciting to see that Evo is gonna last longer. Evo is basically gonna be a month long.
Oh yeah, hey, that's kind of cool actually.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to see a rage quit.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to see that connection has been lost.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Oh my goodness, the memes, bro.
The error has occurred.
Oh shit. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about Evo Online. What are y'all thoughts on it?
Who wants to go?
I'm just what are they gonna do about people being just across the country, the world?
Well,
how are they gonna handle that?
That's why I said the games that are gonna be played online are Mortal Kombat 11, Skullgirls, them fighting herds, and damn, what's the last game? I can't remember right now. It's MK11, Skullgirls, them fighting herds, and
them what?
Them fighting herds.
I've never heard of that.
It's like some My Little Pony fighting game or something like that.
Oh yeah.
He said, "Oh."
I've seen this before. I saw Max play it. That's why.
Okay, but anyway, it's 4 games, and the games that I listed all have really good like international net play, so or decent international net play. So Street Fighter's not on that list. Street Fighter definitely does not have good international net play.
We're gonna be seeing 3 different matches in one set.
Hell yeah, that shit is terrible, bro. Niggas teleporting and all that.
That was the thing though, like remember in the early days when sometimes people will have 2 different matches depending on like if the internet was good or not. Like,
oh yeah,
I feel like that should still be happening sometimes, bro. Like, cause this nigga talking about, bro, I just DP'd you. What the hell? And it's like, what the
never came out on your screen.
UDP, what you mean? I just sweep your ass. What you mean?
Yeah, or on
Yeah,
your screen, they're in the corner, but on their screen, they're mid screen.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen desyncs like that happen, like real bad desyncs.
Fucking
excited.
weird, but it's like so strange.
You excited
What's up,
for what,
Skullgirls?
Gasson?
The Skullgirls.
The Skullgirls? Yeah,
It's a fighting game that doesn't get a lot of recognition.
the Skullgirls community is actually really excited because this is the first time they've been a main game at Evo ever.
Yeah, it doesn't get a lot of recognition. It's a great game, it just doesn't get a lot of recognition. Sonic Fox is really good.
Yeah, he's one of their
What a
best
surprise!
Yeah, I know, right?
That bum ass shouldn't be allowed anywhere near that game.
players.
I think he plays Ophelia, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. You would know more about the game than I would.
Yeah, I'm just like thinking.
You
I
bought
think
it. I don't know if
last
you
time I-
played it, but you bought it.
Yeah, I played it. That's how I figured it in my game.
Got the fighting stick and everything too, huh?
Hey, man,
Did you really get that, Gasson?
nah, I was
Oh.
going to though, but I just decided not to. But yeah, very excited for that Skullgirls. Everyone want to see like what people can do. You're gonna see a lot of fucking big bands. A lot of like the main characters that's really good in the game.
I'm excited because we're gonna. Oh, sorry, you're talking.
A lot of the characters that's like really good in the game, like Philia, Big Band, fucking the Robo Cat bitch. I forgot her name.
Robo. Okay.
It's a robot cat. Fucking the bitch that looks like a peacock. I think her name is Peacock actually. She throws like a bunch of fucking projectiles. That's probably gonna be played a lot because online. But
It's
yeah.
cheap. Oh yeah, forgot. I didn't even think about that. There's gonna be online strats like a motherfucker.
You probably allowed that shit already.
There's okay, in Mortal Kombat 11, Sub-Zero is a character that is probably one of the best characters online because you can't react to his 50-50s online. And I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna see a whole bunch of Sub-Zeros at this tournament. Whole lot, bro. Whole lot of online strats.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna suck. But I mean, I don't know. That's another reason why I'm kind of excited though, is because
You gonna see new characters?
yeah, we're gonna see new characters, but like it's gonna be like in a really bad, I guess, like toxic way.
Yeah.
Be like that sometimes.
So we're gonna see niggas getting out terminated and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, will Terminator be playable during the like? Will
Yeah.
the new characters that's in
Yeah.
Aftermath they be playable?
it's only if the characters like been released within like 30 days of the tournament.
Yeah.
Pretty
So,
much like
Aftermath.
all these characters are pretty legal, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Aftermath comes out May 26th. I don't remember when. Well, I don't know which weekend the Evo tournament for Mortal Kombat is gonna happen. But if it happens 30 days after May 26th, then all those characters will be legal.
I think somebody will do it. Probably a fucking Lab Shot, fucking RoboCop, or Fujin,
Oh yeah,
or Shiva. Somebody will do it.
for a fact. If those characters are like disgustingly broken, then we'll definitely see them at Evo.
I mean, it's DLC, so you know.
Yeah, DLC characters are always
Yeah,
like pretty
right.
good, except for Leatherface. Shout out to Leatherface.
Yeah, fuck that character, bro.
I thought that was your favorite guy.
That's the dumbest character in any guest character.
But speaking about these MK11 DLC characters, Fujin. They recently had a combat cast for Fujin this week. And did you guys get to catch that? You guys see it?
Hell no, I've been working.
Yeah, I
I've
saw
been
that.
working.
You saw it? So what did you think about it?
I mean, he's a great, like, he's a fun character. It's like basically what I seen during the trailer, except more fleshed out. I don't really pay attention to like the technical shit behind it,
Yeah,
as you guys, but he looks like a cool ass character.
he does.
There's somebody could do with him.
So from what I saw, Fujin has good mids. It looks like he has unsafe special moves, which I like because nobody needs to be safe on everything they fucking do. He seems like one of the most unique characters in the game. Like, he has very creative combos and moves like that I'm seeing, and he even has some moves that only combo if you hit like max range or something like that, and his anti-air combos only if it like anti-air somebody or hit somebody in the air. He just looks really unique. I'm like really excited to give him a try. But even when I was watching it, I was like, I'm probably not gonna play this character because of how technical he looks. Yeah, but I still want to like go into practice mode with him. Like he looks like a lot of fun in that regard. And one thing that I'm kind of really excited about is they announced buffs for all characters in the game, and the buff that every character is getting is that every character will be receiving an armor breaking attack.
Hey.
And they said that the armor breaking attack is going to be different for every character. For some characters it might be a normal, other characters it might be a special move, you know, other characters it might be like a grab or something like that. Like every character is going to be different, and they said that for some characters, if they have a crushing blow with that move, and if you break armor, you don't need to meet the crushing blow requirement in order to get it to happen. If you just break their armor with that move, you'll get the crushing blow. For other characters, if you break armor, it will change the properties of a move and turn it into like a juggle. So now, like if you break armor with it, it'll pop them up. And they gave the example of Scorpion. Scorpion's backflip, if he breaks armor with that, it will pop them up for a full combo now. So they showed him like doing the down 2 crushing blow, and then somebody breaking using breakaway. He did the backflip, bounced that nigga out, and did like even more damage than he would have if he just did his regular down 2 combo. I'm like, that's fucking sick. For other characters, they said it would just break armor and you get nothing from it. You just break the armor and that's it. And I thought that part was kind of lame. I feel like it should be one or the other. There should be like no character who just regularly breaks armor. I feel like it should be a big mistake regardless. How do you feel about this change, Howie?
I feel like that's cool. Everyone has a fucking armor breaking move, dude. That's dope, nigga. Like, I'm wondering if that is it gonna break like fatal blow armor too? Like, if I get the read that you're gonna throw a fatal blow and I react, there was like a fucking, like, who knows with Liu Kang, what is it gonna be? Like a nunchuck strike? I don't know. Who knows, bro? Like that shit is sick. Like, what the fuck?
Apparently for Liu Kang, they were saying, I don't know if it's true, but they're saying apparently it's his flying kick that breaks armor.
Hey,
who were the characters that had armor breaking moves before?
Spawn was the only one that had an armor breaking move.
Wow.
Yeah. So now
So the newest character.
Yeah.
Again, DLC characters always broken.
Yeah. He was the only one that had it. It wasn't that good though, to be honest. Like, you have to like make a super read that they were gonna do it, and it seems like for all the characters, it's a very read thing. Like Sub-Zero's is his forward 4, which is his fucking like longest animation move. Where, you know, he like runs forward and does that plus kick. That's his armor break. But apparently, they said they're gonna be making that kick faster.
Sounds like a whole new game.
Yeah, they're making a lot of changes, whole lot of changes. And also, what I liked is they also announced some changes for the casuals, people, you know, who are not playing the game seriously. The third augment slot is finally being unlocked, and they said that augment slot is actually gonna break the fucking character. Like, whatever you put in that slot is like basically epic gear. And it'll do things like for Sindel, for example, it'll like increase the range and damage of her scream. Or like with Katana, you can throw 2 fans at a time and like throw them faster. Like it literally breaks the character and makes them disgusting.
That's when you fill those gear modes, right?
Yeah, you get it from playing towers.
I don't care, bro. Like, this game is looking like they outdone themselves with MK11, bro. Like, I'm telling you, this nigga running on the air. This nigga's running in the air and he has a dive kick. What is this?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this shit is.
I like flashy characters.
His move. I'm playing Fujin, bro. I have to. Like,
are you watching the stream right now?
Yes, this is Neutron, nigga. We got air footage, bro. We got air footage, yo. Shit.
You gotta lab them, Howie.
I be labbing.
You can't just rely on those crackhead reactions.
Oh,
I
man.
can lab these games. I just can't lab like I can't lab like straight like Marvel or Power Rangers. Like that shit is anime in general. Well, I collab Grand Blue and under night because them shits is like nice anime games or footsies.
He said, why you say
that?
do that?
Yo, this nigga is literally running in the air, bro. Is it me or does the screen look kind of bigger as well?
The screen? I don't think the screen is any bigger. Yeah, I'm really excited to play Fujin, and I feel like I'm even more excited to play this game and unlock those third augment slots because I'm actually really excited for that. I want to see what crazy creations I can make with these characters and play these towers.
Have you guys played those modes?
Yeah, I actually enjoy playing the towers when they are towers for the characters I play, but when there's not, you know, I just don't play that mode at all. Like I take a peek at it maybe like once or like every like week or so, and I'm like, all right, there's something for Jack Spawn. Nope.
I was gonna ask you like what's it like playing it? I can imagine people make like the broken shit. They get fucking hit you 3 times and you're dead.
Yeah, there already are broken augments. Like there's ones that make you deal more damage. There's one I have for Nightwolf, which is every 5 seconds I gain armor, just for no reason at all.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
He said it's like ridiculous.
Yeah. So and people when they do this AI fighter shit, if you ever played that mode or seen that mode be played, people have the most broken AI fighters. Like they start the match with fatal blow, and the fatal blows deal like 80% damage. So it's crazy shit like that, and we're gonna see even more crazy shit. I can't wait to play the towers with that, bro. I'm actually really excited for that change.
Yo, Fujin is fucking dope.
On top of that, characters are gonna be buffed and nerfed. There's gonna be a balance patch coming out on the same day. I don't like what I'm seeing so far. There are rumors that the second hit of Liu Kang's 1-2 will be a mid now. So instead of being a high mid, it'll be a high mid.
So are they gonna nerf the frames on it then? Cause they're not gonna lie, it's gonna be broke as fuck being +2.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
said don't play him though, aren't you?
Yeah,
That muscle memory about to beat niggas out.
Yeah, it
Muscle
is.
memory sucks.
Is
I
it gonna
can't
be
react.
is it still gonna be +2 or like what is it gonna be?
I don't know. Like I said, it's a rumor. I don't know if that's like really gonna happen or not. We'll see when the patch actually comes out. But I'm gonna be fucking tight if I play that and that nigga's 1-2 is a high mid. Like that's gonna be very frustrating.
That's gonna suck. All this goodwill they bring, but then they just fuck it up with the patch.
Yeah, fucking
Balance patch.
fucking up these characters. Buffing. Why would you buff Liu Kang? Come on now. What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
He's
I'm
smoking.
not gonna lie, like that nigga is godlike as it is, bro. Like
Yeah, he's
like,
fine. He's absolutely fine.
He's dandy enough as a character, bro. They need you wrong.
Well, speaking about being dandy, I hope your weeks have been dandy. Kassan, how you been doing? Bro, what's been going on in your life this week?
I've been good. Chilling. Seeing trees of green. Drinking by myself.
What you been drinking?
Depression.
Oh, okay.
Fucking Crown and Apple. Crown and Apple.
How was that trip to Spain?
I'm always in it, baby. Never leave. I'm permanent resident. Just without that.
You got a house there?
Yeah.
Huh?
So how you been, DTV?
That's kind of it.
That's it? Nothing happened at
No.
all for you this week?
No.
Wow.
Thinking about going back to work.
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot about you. Supposed to go back to work this week, right?
Nah. They give him an extra week.
I'm thinking June looks like a good month.
Yo, this nigga been in the house too long. He don't want to go back.
That's
Give him
what-
time to set up.
That's what it is. I'm not gonna lie. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
This shit pretty good.
I'm getting paid to stay home? Nigga.
At first, this nigga was losing his mind. Now he's like, you know what? This ain't
I-
too bad.
Yeah,
I've accepted it.
this ain't bad.
You know, this is pretty good. But no, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
What about you, Howie? How's your life been this week?
Good and annoying. Then like how it is. I told y'all about it. This shit is it sucks living with a toxic ass mother, bro. Like that's it. All I can say.
I feel you. You dealing with it though?
Trying to.
I heard guys were calling your job ice for chicken Bugattis.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I just don't know why you guys don't make them. It seems like they're popular.
I don't know, bro. Apparently they keep on calling us for chicken Bugattis, and I'm like, my coworkers talking about they sell that at fucking Domino's. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro, it's very popular. You should make them
At Domino's.
Domino's.
Yeah, it's
Chicken
a nice
and pizza.
place. Chicken. They sell chicken?
Yeah, Domino's. They sell them wangs.
sandwiches and shit.
What?
Yeah. Bacon chicken ranch and shit.
Bacon chicken ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Same chicken bacon ranch. You know what I mean? It's a different word.
Bacon chicken egg.
Like Ponderati.
Chicken Maserati.
I think they got that pizza. Not
Chicken.
Domino's.
I got. Oh, you guys have a chicken Lamborghini?
Shit, pretty good.
Man, I wanna Howie that should I show that Yelp review on the podcast?
Don't do that.
He said no.
Let's do that. That's gonna look bad for his brand.
My brand.
My brand.
My brand reset now.
Mondo, how have you been?
I've been great, yo. This unemployment is still hitting me. Lovely. Shout out to the government. Keeping me well fed, well entertained. I recently got a Switch this week, and I've been playing a lot of Smash, and it's been fun. It's been real fun. Fuck Nintendo for making you have to grind a ridiculous amount of time to unlock these characters. I should not have to play the game for like 30 hours to unlock everybody. Fuck them for that. But other than that, the game is really good.
Shout Nintendo, but fuck Nintendo.
Yeah, in the same breath, right? In the same sentence.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? People talk a lot of shit about the netcode in Smash because it is really bad. But playing with y'all this past week has been actually pretty good. The connections haven't really felt that bad. Only time I felt like a bad connection is when I've been playing with Kassan.
The guy in the same city.
Yeah, I know. And that's horrible. That's really bad. But on top of that, Kassan can make his connection better, but he just hasn't done it yet.
I'm lazy. I don't feel like doing it.
But still, them lizard lame Nintendo ass bitches over there with their shitty ass netcode. I don't know why they fucking keep making their online shit.
I really do believe that the netcode is really bad and has been bad since there's been net play in Smash games. But I also believe that the net play in Smash is really bad because there is no default Ethernet port on the Switch. And there are people like DTV who, if there was an Ethernet port, he'd be using it. But because you have to buy an extra one, they're just like, fuck that. I'm not spending extra money on something.
And that's not a reason. No, they're just, you shouldn't. Ethernet is not the problem. It's the fact that they just don't have servers.
They don't have servers. They go off basically your MI connections.
It's peer to peer.
Yeah.
But on top of that,
it's shitty.
Like Wi-Fi in fighting games is a no-go. You should not be playing fighting games on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You should plug that shit in, please. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Come on now.
No, fuck the Nintendo bitches.
Fuck them.
And fuck that guy Tom.
Hell yeah. Vanessa started playing Animal Crossing on the Switch, and she is now in debt $49,000 to Tom Nook.
Damn.
And
That's nothing.
Who the fuck is Tom Nook?
He's like a raccoon. Yeah, he is.
He sounds like a fucking real life crook, bro. Like I hear this shit on Twitter and all this. I'm like, yo, who is this Tom Nook nigga? He's in everyone's pockets. Who is this nigga, bro?
He's in everyone's pockets.
He has a monopoly on bells.
Yeah. He does.
If you want a small addition to your house, just a small little fucking room that like a bathroom or anything, 500,000.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Oh, that nigga is definitely a crook.
You could buy real houses for
All the
less
cops
than that.
on him right now. He's stealing everyone.
My house is in real life.
Everybody.
It doesn't cost $500,000 to fucking add an addition to your home. Doesn't matter how big that room is.
Let's make it $500,000.
I like the report
$500,000.
robbery.
Yeah.
This fucking swine.
Tom Crook. But he owns all the islands, so like, who's gonna tell him different? Like you,
He
like
has a monopoly.
yeah, he has a monopoly on all the islands.
That's the thing. If you say you can't stop him.
Nook Inc. You start the game and it's like you literally at his business. Vacation hold my ass. Like I'm stuck here. I couldn't leave if I wanted to.
And all the other fucking residents, all them rat bastard, goofy ass fucking animals, they don't help you at all. They don't help you one goddamn bit. They'll come up to you and be like, "Oh, I hear you're trying to make the island better for this fucking event thing," or "I hear you're trying to build a bridge or whatever." They're like, "All right, here's a football." It's like, you fuck.
Go ahead, Timmy. Go play catch.
Yo, suck my dick.
Give me money.
Yeah, I need
Fucking
money.
bitch ass.
You
fucking-
living on this island that I'm renting. Like, pay me. Why aren't you paying me?
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck them all.
Yeah.
And fuck that cat Genji.
Genji, what?
There's a
There's
cat
like-
named Genji.
There's a cat named Genji always coming up to me saying, "What's good, Mochi?" Like, fuck you. Give me money.
Yo,
Mochi is a Japanese like ice cream style thing.
yeah, it's
but
like
he says that at the end of every sentence. Badass motherfucker.
your dessert.
Mochi. Just Mochi.
Yeah, you bitch. I'm gonna kick off. I want to kick off everyone from my island. Like, this is mine.
My island now.
I'm gonna mod that shit so I can kill Tom.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna ixnay.
They move in. They don't pay no rent.
I pay good money.
Pay good money for this island. They out here fucking stealing my shit.
I know.
Pitching tents, taking my fruit.
Yeah. You like that?
Bitches.
But speaking about money, I wanted to ask you guys on how you felt about remakes and remasters. And which ones do you think like belong, to be honest? Like, do you guys want to see more remakes or remasters?
Depends on. It just depends.
Mhm.
And not all remakes are the same, and then not all remasters are the same
What makes a remake a remake? What makes a remaster a remaster?
when they're remaking the game.
Okay, I feel like one of the best examples I can give are when a game that's coming out now or like in the future, near future, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. That is a game that has been both remastered and remade. There's a Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD, it's called,
On PS3.
on PS3, yeah, and there's a remaster for it. It's just basically the game in HD. And then there's the new one that's coming out, which is a total remake of the original, which has like new everything. They're bringing back the old tracks. They're trying to get new music for the game as well. The trick system that was in the original is brought back with the addition of the trick system that we saw on later games like Pro Skater 4, the Underground games, and stuff like that. So like the combo system from those, and it's a remake from the ground up. It's the same game, but with a new, not only a new coat of paint, new graphics and all that, but with new features that weren't in the game originally.
It's not that they're adding new features, they're just adding features from the later games. But like, it's also like the Tony Hawk games, they're all basically the same thing with new maps.
Yeah.
So you can look at this remaster as it's just remastering all of them because they're all the same thing.
But you think it's I feel like it's a remake and not
No,
a remake.
I meant remake. Wait.
Oh, okay.
It's a remake, but it's not like they're remaking Tony Hawk 1 and 2. They're just remaking Tony Hawk with the 1 and 2 maps. Because like they could easily put in the 3 and 4 Pro Skater maps and it would work just fine because they're adding the features those games added.
Another example I can give of a remake and remaster with Resident Evil 4. I hate to bring this game up, but Resident Evil 4 has been remastered multiple times on the PC and PS4. The first,
PS3.
yeah, and the PS3. The original
Switch.
remaster,
Phone, DS,
the list goes on.
watch, screen at the bottom of my toilet, everything.
Yo, so the original remaster for Resident Evil 3 was on the PS3, and then it was remastered again on PC and PS4. But basically, what a remaster is, at least by my definition, what I see it as, is when they just increase the resolution and clean up the textures a bit. That's just a remaster. It's literally the exact same game. There's no new graphics. There's no like, there's nothing new added to the game really. It's just the game with a higher resolution. That's it. That's a remaster. And in some cases, that's just okay. But in other cases, I feel like it's in poor taste. One of those situations I feel like is Mafia 2, where it has been remastered, right? And they re-releasing it, but the game looks the same. If you played the game on PC, you can play it at 1080p, right? And they have the audacity to release this game again on PC.
No, it's also like, it's not just better resolution. Like they actually, like it's the graphical changes too.
Like what? Did they change the lighting in the game?
No, but just look at them side by side. Like they actually, the textures are better.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I was saying.
It still looks very much the same, but the textures are better. It's not just an upscale button. They actually did remake and make new textures, but it still looks fucking, doesn't look impressive.
Yeah, it's just like I was saying, is they upgraded the resolution and they upscaled the textures or made new textures to make them match the resolution that most people are now going to be playing the game at. But I feel like in a game like that, it kind of didn't need it. Like it was still so recent, or the game that you could buy on Steam is still good enough. Like you could still play that looks good at whatever. Mafia 3, I don't know what the fuck. I think that's just the DLC.
That's all it is. Game of the Year edition.
But Mafia 1 is getting remade, and that shit actually looks good. Like that, I'm really excited for, and I want to pay money for that. My
Pay
light
good
just
money.
fell. But in most cases, are you guys willing to buy remasters? Or
do I have to answer this? Because I mean, I feel like
well,
I don't know the bias.
yeah. If it's not a Resident Evil game,
I like remakes because I'm just a sucker for the nostalgia, you know. Like remake 3, remake 2 is fucking godlike, especially remake 2 with just everything about that game. But like, I'm not just looking at it as like a Resident Evil thing. It's just like remakes in general are something that I grew up on because of Resident Evil, you know.
yeah.
Because those are the primary remakes that we get, or the more high profile remakes of games that we get in like recent memory, you know.
I do,
But
yeah.
even then, remasters, like I don't know, I feel like remasters, like there needs to be like shit added. I feel like most of the time, like which isn't that hard because most of these games that are remastered, like already old and like from like other consoles and stuff that are on previous generation, previous consoles, and just can have like things done to them, like fucking like Bully kind of is a remaster on here.
On the
kind of
Yeah.
The PS4, isn't that just the PS2 classics?
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think that's a remaster.
Man, that's just trash.
If it was actually remade to be different from its original, then it counts as remaster.
It was. I would say the Xbox 360 version was remaster of it. Of the PS2 version, I guess.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe they actually made like certain changes to that, right? They upped the resolution in the 360 version. Or was the 360 version just a late version of the game? I don't think it was a remaster.
I think that was the only version on Xbox. I don't think the game came to original Xbox.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So I don't think it was a remaster. I just think it was a version they released later.
because
It was called Bully
360 was
Scholarship Edition.
360 was out a year before PS3.
Yeah.
I remember that shit too. I was
Um,
waiting for that shit with my game phone and shit.
I'm looking at Bully came out October 17th, 2006. So that would make sense for it to be released on 360 and PS2.
Yeah. So
Because it had an Xbox version, but that was canceled for the 360.
That makes sense. I don't think that's a remaster. I just think that that's a late version of the game. They used to do that with GTA as well. The Xbox version of GTA would always come out way later.
Okay,
The PS2 would always come out first. So Gaston, what do you think the difference between a remaster and a remake is?
A remaster is like a complete overhaul of the original. I would like, this is what I'm guessing would be. Like they changed the game drastically where it doesn't look like it used to, but you still get that same je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm using that word right. But yeah, remakes, like the remake where it's different from the original. So they remade it, but it's upped to where it looks better, but it's also remade to where it tells a different story.
Okay, so you feel like a remake is also sort of like a reimagining of the game?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I feel like a lot of remakes actually do. The only remake that I can think of, well, no, there's a few. The ones by Vicarious Visions, those Crash Bandicoot games, I feel like those are remakes. They actually did tweak the engine a little bit. The graphics look way better. The game was remade from the ground up.
I feel like they made Crash Team Racing harder.
Then you have
Yeah.
games that are actual remakes, or they may be remakes like Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, Destroy All Humans. That I would also say that that's a remake. But I feel like there's some remakes that have been called like remaster. Cause I think that Destroy All Humans is called Destroy All Humans Remastered or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
But yeah,
guess.
I bought like 2 remasters and remakes. I bought Darksiders 1 and 2 over. I got the remaster version, the remaster version on PC and the remaster version on P4. And I played them again because I like the game so much.
So I buy a lot of remakes for mainly Resident Evil.
Destroy All Humans is just called Destroy All Humans.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at it.
That. Okay.
I just bought a remaster today, Castle Crashers remaster, because I just found out that they just put that shit was on PS4, so I was like, yo, I had to.
What about you, DTV? What is the difference for you between a remake and a remaster?
Well, to me, remasters are just improvements on the game. You can go in there, up the resolution. You can think some texture rework and everything like that, but fix bugs hopefully. But to me, that's all it is.
No.
To me, a remake is just like a full-on. If you're remaking the game in any shape or form, then to me, that's a remake.
What do you mean by any shape or form? Like,
but when it comes down to people talking about the price of things, that's where it gets weird. Because like Final Fantasy VII, that's a full remake. Like that's it in every shape and form. It's a remake, but the story is still basically the same. There's some changes near the end, but it's still basically the same. Like the combat's brand new combat, new voice acting, new dialogue, new environments, new everything. And that's $60. But then you also have to think about it that it's part 1.
Yeah, so if you want to get the full story, it's going to be more than that.
Yeah, but it's 30 plus hour long RPG. But then you see Resident Evil 3 remake, which is 5 hours long. They've made changes as well, but it's still Resident Evil 3. And like there's not much to it. There's not much replay value to that game when compared to a compared to Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, and I think they know that, and that's why they attached resistance on with it, because it by itself is not worth $60.
You know, it was fucking you on the price.
Yeah,
so they give you a side treat to justify it.
Little appetizer.
Well, like remasters, remakes, like it gets confusing when you start comparing the actual game to each other. But then, same can be said about just games to, like, in general. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I've been playing that recently. That's a big fucking game.
Yeah.
I beat it. I finally beat that shit. And I'm at, where is it? I'm at 130 hours.
Damn.
That's and there's still a lot more shit I can do. Like that's a big fucking game. But then you compare that to say a Last of Us, that's the same price. You can't get 130
Yeah.
hours out of the Last of Us.
It's a lot of fucking time.
It depends on
Yeah.
how long after a game has been released do you think justifies a remaster or a remake?
It had to be like a significant amount of years. That's what I was saying. Enough to where the hardware for a certain system would shift. Like Xbox 360 or Xbox to P4 or Xbox to Xbox One. The first Xbox, Mafia 1, you know,
Yeah.
compared to Xbox One, Mafia 1, if they were to remaster that.
So you think about like 2 console generations?
Yeah, at least.
15 years.
Enough to where, I'm just saying enough to where it's significant, where you can notice a change. That's just an example I gave.
I agree. I feel like a lot of there's some like the Saints Row remastered. Why the fuck did that get remastered? That game came out last generation. I think games like that definitely don't need to be remastered.
To me, I don't have a problem with those being remastered, but then it comes down to the price of the remaster.
Yeah, that's true.
And to me, remasters of a last gen game, especially if you're not doing a lot, like, okay, if it's the same, or at least for the consoles and everything, it's gonna be the same frame rate. And you just bumped up the resolution and some textures and that's it. Then no, that shit should be like $20.
Yeah.
But they try selling it for full price, and no, fuck them.
I also think that remasters should never be full price. Remakes should definitely be full price. Remakes deserve to be full price because they're remaking it from the ground up. And remakes is just them upping the resolution or improving, like these said, bug fixes or something like that. There was even Crash Bandicoot. That game, it was 3 Crash games, all been remade, and on release that shit was $40.
See, yeah, that's the thing. Like, look at those Crash games. 3 Crash games, fully remade for $40. But then you got Ratchet and Clank. It was a game based on the movie, and the movie was based on the first game. So look at that. How you
for PS4?
Yeah, like that's a full-fledged. Yeah.
Excuse me.
So like that, you can count that as a remake of the original if you want. I don't know, but it's a remake if you want. And that was $40, but it was also just a full-fledged Ratchet game.
It's also a great game.
Yeah, so it's like like that game, I feel like could have sold it for $60 and would have been just as good.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you compare those two?
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get. And then Resident Evil, like you said, it's $60.
Some Capcom bitches.
Final Fantasy was also $60. What?
It's like it to me, it more comes down to what's the value of a $60 game.
Yeah.
Like, do you think some games they can just make more, like their initial price more than $60?
Okay, I want to ask you, how much was The Last of Us remastered when it came out?
That was cheaper because I remember I didn't play it on PS3 and I pre-ordered it on 4.
Yeah.
And they actually sent me money back because they lowered the price.
That's really cool. I think it was like $50. Wasn't it $50 or something like that?
I think so.
It's like $10 cheaper. Yeah, for Mortal Kombat Aftermath, if you have Mortal Kombat 11 and you don't have Season Pass 1 or Aftermath, you can get both of them together for $50. If you don't have the game at all, you can get the game with all the DLC for $60. And if you have the game in the first Season Pass and Aftermath, is only $40. I don't know how much Mortal Kombat 11 is by itself, but I know that it's like probably like $40 or $50 because the Game of the Year edition version of the game, the Aftermath version with all the DLC, is $60. So I know the game by itself is not going to be $60.
Yeah, like, what do you guys Well, when I said like, what's the value of a $60 game? Like, what do you guys think of that?
It has some great replayability, great replay. Yes, that's right. Like I'm gonna say, for instance, God of War, PS4,
Yeah.
great game. They remade it to make it look even better. I don't know if I'll buy it for 60, but I'd buy it again to replay it.
No, I'm not talking about remakes or remastering them. Just in general, like.
Oh, the value. Yeah, so like God of War 4, like God of War. I guess you
But-
call it 4, but God of War 4, yeah, it's a great
But-
game. That's $60 game for me.
But then when you compare that to, like I was saying, like an Assassin's Creed, that's double and triple in content in almost every way. How do you compare the two then when they're both the same price?
I feel like
Then you got some games that are like 10 hours long, or most Resident Evils that are 5.
I feel like the price of the game is justified by the type of game it is. GTA 5, right? If you put that in the category of an open world game, it is worth $60. There's a bunch of content in it. There's an online mode, there's story mode. If you take Uncharted 4 and if you put that in the context of an open world game, it is not worth $60. But if you put that in the context of a third person shooter, action adventure game, it is definitely worth $60. You see what I'm saying? Like, it depends on the genre and the type of game it is. I feel like Resident Evil games, for the most part, they are worth $60 because in that sort of like survival horror like genre, not many of those games are really like that long, to be honest. Like the Evil Within was like a 13-hour game or something like that. It's obviously still longer than Resident Evil, but most survival horror games are still not like these incredibly expansive games, and they do have most of the time a lot of things that make you go back and play them again now that you're like not scared anymore or whatever. Like Outlast is not that long either. So if you put it in that category, I think it's definitely worth $60. But if you take Resident Evil and you put it in the category of like an action adventure game, I think for the most part it's probably not worth $60, because in a lot of the Resident Evil games it's just you play the game and that's it. That's like the only mode. There might be like a mercenaries mode in it. Games like Resident Evil 5 had a whole bunch of different modes you can play. I think that game was worth $60 no matter what. But if somebody said that Resident Evil 3 is not worth $60, even with resistance tacked onto it, I can see like that being a valid argument looking at it from that respect.
I mean, it also comes down to like the completeness of the game. It's like you said, like the hard mode is not even hard mode. It's just like an extra mode that they feel like they just put in like it's rushed.
Oh, you talking about Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Final Fantasy, the hard mode was rushed. For Resistance, the Resistance is just like an extra like fuck you, you know. Here's your bang for your buck, quote unquote. But even then, it's not. Like the games like that, like that's what makes it a game worth $60. If it's worth your time playing, if the hard mode is actually hard, like Doom, the hard mode. If you die once, you reset. That's fucking hard. That's worth your money because you're getting a challenge. You're getting your bang for your buck. I ain't gonna play it, but hey.
He's not gonna play it, but that's the thing. Okay, I don't think that we talked about this before on the podcast. I don't think that replayability really matters to a game's worth. I just think that if the experience of the game is good enough and just long enough for you, the player, to enjoy it, and if there is like another mode or something like that in the game, then I think it's worth $60. Like with Uncharted, the Uncharted story is not that long. You can beat it in one sitting, but it's really good. It's a really well done story. The writing, the acting is phenomenal. The game looks great. It plays great. It feels good. And then when you're done, I'm pretty sure most people just beat it once and that's it, right? And then you go play the multiplayer. And I definitely wholeheartedly will say that game is worth $60. I don't feel like I can say the same thing about Resident Evil 3.
What about you guys? How do you guys feel? TV, Howie.
That's the thing. You're saying Resident Evil is worth it because of the type of game, but I don't think that's really a fair way to group them, just because the type of game, just because the type of game it is survival horror, doesn't mean it has to be short.
No,
I feel like they just took that because they just make them short because they want to, and they charge 60 because that $60 is like the max anyone is okay with
paying for
like
the
that.
game.
Like that's the $60 is the max amount they
People are
can
willing to pay for
sell
it.
their And I feel like if they could, they would sell it for more. But does that mean they should? Then when you talk about should they sell it for more,
Like, I know they definitely gonna be some less.
should Resident Evil really be the same price point? Should 10-hour game like Resident Evil?
Resident Evil 3 should not have been 60.
The only reason it was 60 is because Resistance was included.
I'm just talking about Resident Evil in general.
Oh, I definitely think Resident Evil 3 aside, the new one, Resident Evil 2 was definitely worth $60. I believe that game was worth $60.
No, I think not even that remake, just Resident Evil, all of them in general. Like those games, those $60 games, which they're not even 10 hours long, and the replay value is there, but it's more you kind of gotta create it yourself. You gotta look for it yourself. It's not like you can do it on a different way or a different mode. It's just you have to do it yourself a different way.
Well, yeah, there's
Look for
different
shit.
There's always
But
been
like-
different difficulties in Resident Evil games, and the
But every game has a
replayability-
difficulty.
That is true, but in a lot of Resident Evil games, I think in almost all of them, you actually get things from beating the game over and over again. Like you'll get like an infinite knife, an infinite rocket launcher, or something that the game actually rewards you for beating it over and over again. So there's always this replay ability
Yeah,
in
but
Resident Evil
then-
games.
Other games have that too. Like compare Resident Evil, let's just say Resident Evil 7 to
Yeah.
Spider-Man PS4. Both games have difficulty modes. Both games, when you complete the game, you get stuff, be it weapons or whatever Resident Evil, or suits / upgrades in Spider-Man. So they both have basically the same type of reward system for completing the game. Just one, the replay, like one's a 20-hour long game with extra side content. The other's 10-hour game.
But that's what I'm saying. When in terms of content, I don't feel like that's a fair comparison because one is an open world superhero game and the other is a linear based survival horror. I feel like
No,
if you got to
like,
compare it to something
if-
that's like in the same genre.
If you had to if one of them had to drop price from $60, which one do you think would be it?
Would drop price from $60? That
Yeah,
would
not has to.
Well, if you're I feel that's what I'm saying. I also feel like that's unfair. Like just because of the way Spider-Man is built, it is like I feel like quote unquote worth more because of the amount of content that's in it. Because of it's an open world superhero
So
game.
that would mean the developers put more time and spent more money on it.
I don't
Like,
think that's what
Spider-Man,
that
I'm
means.
pretty sure the budget for Spider-Man was
fucking time in that game. That game was very like a lot of places in that game looked like New York. So
yeah, like that.
in that game.
That's the thing people don't even think of, like time and money spent on making the game. Like Resident Evil games, like when you compare a Resident Evil to a Spider-Man, which one spent more money?
They spent a lot of money on these Resident Evil games, DTV. You know that Resident Evil games are Capcom's most expensive game? They spend more
Really?
money on Resident Evil games than any other games that they make. And they do put a lot of time into it. Resident Evil 2 took a lot of time to make. And they made a whole new engine for Resident Evil 7. And while it is not as big as those games, there are a lot of little details that they put in these Resident Evil games that make them look amazing, like the facial
Yeah.
models and stuff like that.
No, but I'm not talking about just look. I'm just general. They spent a lot. They spent a lot of time and money creating Spider-Man, and they spent a lot of time and money making Resident Evil. But are those times comparable?
I
What's
think
the
so.
difference in those times?
I think so. I don't know how long the dev cycle was for both of those games, but I know that Resident Evil games nowadays they take a long time to make. It's not like the PS2, PS3 era where there was like a Resident Evil every year or every other year or something like that.
hasn't there been a Resident Evil game every year for like the past 3 years now?
No, Resident Evil 7 came out, and before that it was Resident Evil 6 in 2012. Resident Evil 6 came out in 2012, and Resident Evil 7 came out on the PS4 what 2015, something like that, 2016, one of those years, which is a pretty significant leap compared to like Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. They all came out like what a couple years after each other.
7 came out 2017.
Yeah, so from 2012 to 2017. That's a big jump. And then after that, 2017 to 2019, and then obviously Resident Evil 3 came out the year after Resident Evil 2, but that's because they said that they were working on those games at the same time, so that's why they came out.
We know we're gonna get a 4 remake by 2021, I'd say, and we know we're gonna get Resident Evil 8 too.
Well, we don't know that. It's been rumored.
Yeah,
but
we know they're making that.
Based on the track history, you can. It's best to assume that yes, there's gonna be a 4 remake.
Okay, but even then, they still put a lot of time into this. Can you look up how long it took them to make Spider-Man? What was the dev cycle on that? Like, how long did it take them to make that game?
That's almost impossible to figure out.
When did they start development?
That's very hard to find out.
Yeah.
I feel like typical dev cycle on games like that is like a couple years.
Even still, it's a long time.
It is, but that's what I'm saying. It takes the same amount of time to make the Resident Evil games. I don't think the amount of time that the Resident Evil devs and the Spider-Man devs put into making the game is much different at all. They both put a lot of work and money into making both those games.
It was an example. It's an example of time and work spent on it. It could have a bigger dev team that would make them go by faster, but there's a lot more people working on it. So it's just an example of 2 games costing the same amount with 2 completely different types of work schedules, like workflows on them and everything. So it's like when we're talking about remakes and remasters and what they should be in price, you have to think about that with just a regular base games coming out.
That's true.
Because if you're talking about Crash Collections was $40 on launch, it's like yes, they were fully remade, but they were Crash games. They're not much to them. You go forward and backward, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's true.
They're extremely simple platformers. But then you got other games that are remakes and they're full price. So it's you can't talk about the price of a remake or remaster without just talking about the price of just regular games, I think.
It does matter. It does play an effect into the game at the current time and how old the game being remastered is.
Let's say for instance the Crash games. Crash games, they're simple platformers, but they did get visual overhauls. Like there are more 3D elements to the game because of the new technology. So even still, it's a simple platform. It can have complicated elements in it still.
Over that. Well, you guys let us know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Let us know how you feel. That has been that from us. It's been episode 11, Player Matchup Podcast. I've been your host, JJmondo.
We serving up the food for thought this week, you know what I'm saying?
All that, how we pressing buttons, how you wanna. You know what? I don't think we've ever had DTV send us off on episode. DTV, you wanna send us off this episode?
Alright. Your boy, Dylan, DTV. We got Julius over here.
Yes, sir.
We got Harrison.
Yeah.
The fuck was that?
Okay. What was that? All right, and we got Kassan.
Skinny penis.
All right, like and subscribe. See ya.
Doses.